Oops, 3 times people massively screwed up. Part 2. Welcome back to another episode of How Not to Do Things. Because if history has taught us anything, it's that people love making massive, world-changing mistakes. The guy who lost a whole city's tax money, 1800s USA. All right, let's talk about John Livermore, a city treasurer who had one job, protect the city's money. And well, he failed. Hard. Where'd the bank go? One day, John put the entire city's tax collection in a safe bank. Problem was, that bank was an absolute scam and disappeared overnight, with all the money. You're telling me you lost all our money? How to define lost? This left the city completely broke. They couldn't pay workers, fund public projects, or even buy a single loaf of bread. The city had to borrow money just to function, and Livermore? He disappeared faster than your paycheck after rent's due. The Soviet Union's "Don't Touch That Button" incident, 1960 USSR. Let's talk about Valery, a Soviet engineer who had one rule: do not press the red button. This button? You never touch this button. Understood? Got it. Won't touch it. But what if I just... Yeah, turns out that button shut down all the cooling systems in the nuclear plant, which, fun fact, is not something you want to happen. Is it supposed to do that? The reactor started overheating, workers were running around screaming, and for a moment, they thought the whole thing was going to go full Chernobyl. Reverse it! Reverse it! Luckily, they managed to shut it down before it exploded. But guess what? The Soviet government was so embarrassed, they covered the whole thing up. Classic move? So, do I still have a job? The time a U.S. general accidentally started a war, 1846 USA versus Mexico. All right, so imagine you're a general. Your boss tells you to secure the border, but you have no idea where the border actually is. Sir, are you sure this is our land? Of course! Why would Mexico put their army here? Yeah, turns out Mexico had put their army there because it was their land. This little oopsie triggered the Mexican-American War, and before you ask, yes, the US won, but only because they had way more resources. So let me get this straight. He walked into the wrong country, and now we're at war? Surprise! Let's recap today's history fails. A city treasurer lost all the tax money to a fake bank. A Soviet engineer almost nuked his own country because he touched the wrong button. A US general wandered into Mexico and accidentally started a war. At least I didn't start a war. At least I didn't lose all the money. At least I had a map.